Welcome to what I'm calling Uncle Goal's first attempt at a video essay. This is my second time filming this because I was speaking way too fast for anyone to understand what I was saying. So today I'm going to be talking about the rollout for the album Prequelle because I find it really interesting in a lot of ways. And I think a lot of people love this record, but maybe didn't get to experience that era specifically and what it entailed and all the rollout and the craziness of that. So I'm kind of going to go, timeline-wise from 2016 all the way through the release in 2018 of everything we knew about this record. The first mention of Prequelle is in October 2016, where a Nameless Ghoul says it will be released in the fall of the following year, 2017, as a follow-up to Meliora. Obviously, this didn't happen, right? But we kind of get our first idea of them saying, okay, a new record is coming around this time. But in February 2017, we get our first major shakeup in the land of Ghost, as Martin Persner, who left the band a year prior, revealed himself as Omega and announced the return of MCC, his band before. And this was kind of shocking because this was our first time having someone from Ghost reveal themselves as a member of Ghost in that capacity like that. Following this, a brand new lineup of Ghost debuts to mixed reviews on March 25th, 2017 in Norwich, England, with no explanation. And it's instantly noticeable this is a whole new band. This is not the same band that we saw last time they were on tour. This is a whole new lineup completely. And it's kind of a drastic change. But we get some clarity not long after, as on April 6th, some former members of Ghost announced that the lawsuit against Tobias Forge was being filed in the courts of Sweden, thus confirming the rumors of identities and casting uncertainty over the future of the band going forward. This was a very tumultuous time to be a Ghost fan. All of a sudden, we hear the members are suing Tobias. Ghosts are not giving us any clarification on, a statement, who's in the right, who's in the wrong. All we're hearing is, okay, there's brand new members, everyone's been replaced, and these members we get attached to over the years are now gone. And they're suing Tobias, saying that, he's not giving them their fair share of earnings. So, however you feel about that lawsuit, there was not a lot of information, and it was very hard to decide what was happening at the time. But through all that turmoil and all that happening, we still got updates on the record not long after. Because in June of 2017, the album is described by Tobias in an interview as darker than Meliora and dealing with the topics of God's wrath and the end times. He said, and I quote, "Having in mind that the previous record was about the absence of God, or the absence of deities, this new one is going to be about the return of God. God's wrath cast upon the suffering humans. So it will be a little bit more biblical in that sense, which in turn make it darker. A little bit more apocalyptic, I think. That's basically what I can tell you about it right now." On September 30th of 2017, the band played the last show of the Meliora cycle, in which Papa Emeritus III was forcibly removed from the stage, and Papa Emeritus Zero was introduced formally. Now, Papa Zero had been teased at an event for promoting Meliora, Unholy Unplugged, where Papa referred to his father and said, "You will meet him one day." And here, sure enough, we met him. Kind of interesting. There's been some retcons there, but, story-wise, he was introduced and announced that the Dark Ages had begun and the party was over. No more fun, silliness, time for a dark album, which goes along with what Tobias was saying in the interview at the time. So this was September 30th, and we got pretty much no information at all until December of 2017. So not long after September, November, but December, right? And then they're back, and they're announced as playing Wacken Open Air, fronted by Papa Emeritus Zero, according to the announcement, who would be holding a black mass for the followers of Wacken. And fans were immediately like, that doesn't sound right, he's way too old. And they asked the festival, hey guys, are you sure that it's Papa Zero? Are you just making that up? Is that? And they said, nope, that info came directly from Ghost management team. We were told to tell you all that Papa Zero would be the front man. And so, sure enough, that's what we had to go off of, and that's what we believe as fans. In January of 2018, while promoting Ceremony and Devotion, a video was posted first to Facebook and then to other socials of a new papal character in a red Roman cassock with leather gloves and a plaid Dr. ring, critiquing Papa 3 and talking about how he'll put him to pure shame when he fronts the band. Believed to be either a young Papa Zero or a Papa 4, fans were excited. And around that time, there was a lot of theories about how Papa Zero might, get the power of Satan to grant him a younger body so that he may perform, in the way of Papa 3. And so it wasn't really sure. When we saw the red, people thought that it might have been the red that was under the white robes that Papa Zero was wearing at the last show. In late February of 2018, the band's website and profile pictures on social media were turned solid red and then black on the 23rd and 27th, respectively. This coincided with Rats on the Road tour being announced on February 27th, with the poster featuring the back of a new frontman in a leather suit. The VIP packages mentioned a photo with Papa Neil and his protege, our first confirmation of a new singer besides Zero being featured at all in the live shows, before a new Ghost logo was finally revealed, made of cracked marble, on March 3rd. On February 23rd, 2018, fans were invited to participate in the filming of a new music video for the song Rats, where they got to preview the new costumes and characters and learn about the new era and be thanked for their dedication by a newly unmasked Tobias Forge. This was an era where the band would often cast fans in music videos to reward them for being longtime followers of the clergy. On March 30th, Chapter 1, New Blood, was accidentally posted to the YouTube and then removed to be re-uploaded the following day, officially setting the album cycle in motion. This rebranded Papa Mary Zero as a more funny character named Papa Nil and set up a tease for a new frontman who, judging by the silhouette, was a cardinal, not a papa. This got the fandom full of theories, as now we kind of got a little bit more of information about the protege. On March 31st, the following day, an Easter video was posted showing chrome nameless ghouls hunting for eggs in a cemetery. On April 6th, the band released Chapter 2 and officially confirmed Cardinalcopia as the new frontman of the band Ghost. Their profile pictures were immediately updated to promo images of him. The same day, Ghost performed a 3-song acoustic set in Chicago, debuting Cardinalcopia and the new nameless ghouls and the live backing vocals at a birthday party for radio personality Cutter, who announced that Rats would be released later that week on SiriusXM. Not long after, on April 9th, a 30-second snippet of Rats was played on a radio station in Sweden and then posted online to YouTube, where it became quick media attention and spread like wildfire. On April 11th, people began to spot plague doctors appearing at sports games across America with signs stating 6-1. A double meaning. June 1st, of course, of that year was approaching, and Revelation 6-1, which details the appearance of a pale white horse, imagery used throughout the album's lyrics and the upcoming album cycle's imagery. On April 12th, Rats was released on SiriusXM Octane as a live premiere. The following day, on April 13th, the band released the music video accompanying the song. That same day, on the 13th, pre-orders went live for the new album officially titled Prequelle, to be released on June 1st, 2018, the same date as the conclusion of the previously announced Rats on the Road World Tour. And thus, Prequelle was onto the world, released on June 1st, and was an album that brought on so many new fans and is a fan favorite, and, so many hits, Rats and so on, Dance Macabre, it brought us our beloved Cardinalcopia. So many great things happened from that album. And I think a lot of you guys came on board around that time, or at least in Cardinal's reign, and so I'm sure this is a very special album for a lot of you guys. So hopefully this, maybe give you a little insight into what it was like to be a fan at the time and how exciting it was that this album was released. To close this off, here is my actual copy of Prequelle that I got back then as a pre-order on that day when it was all announced. And here's my signed photo from that actual meet and greet at the time when I first met the Cardinal.